Hi boys and girls, this is Mrs. Stewart and I will be teaching you all about the parts of an apple this week for science. As many of you know, we have been learning all about this marvelous fruit, the apple, and now we're going to learn about the parts of an apple and kind of what's going on inside that apple. Alright, we're going to start with our learning target. It says, I can name and describe the parts of an apple. So by the end of this video, you should be able to name and describe. That means tell me all about the parts of an apple. Okay, so we're going to start with the stem of an apple. The stem of the apple is at the top of the apple, and it is what connects the apple to the apple tree. And through the stem is how the apple gets food and water and nutrients to grow really big and make it really tasty and juicy for when we eat the apple. Also, another part of the top of the apple is the leaf. This apple happens to have two leaves. The leaves are usually green in color. And most apples have more than one. Alright, draw my leaves in there. Alright, next we're going to move on to the skin of the apple. This is the outer part of the apple that protects the apple. It protects the apple so that it can go from the tree all the way to the grocery store and stay nice and fresh for us. The skin of the apple can be red, it can be green, or it can be yellow in color. Okay, now that we have our skin drawn on and we have our leaf and our stem, now we're going to look at the inside of the apple. This white part right here, boys and girls, when you open that apple, that is called the flesh. That's the part of the apple that we really like to eat. That's the super yummy part. Then, if you go farther into the apple, you are going to find the core of the apple. The core of the apple contains the apple seeds. Apple seeds are right here in this seed pod. Right like this. There's usually between 3 to 5. Some apples can even have 6 seeds in them, the bigger ones. And then you can plant the seeds and it will grow into a tree that will someday produce apples. So let's review this. We started at the top with the stem. It's usually brown in color. Then we have the leaf right here at the top. It's usually green. There's the leaf. Then we moved and talked about the skin and how the skin really protects that apple and keeps it nice and fresh. So down here we have the skin. Then we talked about the flesh. That's the part of the apple that we really like to eat. The flesh of the apple. And then we have the core. The core is where you are going to find the seeds. The core of the apple. And then inside the... Alright, boys and girls, I am so sorry, but I did have a little bit of a problem with my video recording, so I hope the second part makes sense. So we stopped by talking about... We stopped with the core, then I talked about the seeds, how you can find the seeds in the core. Now I have some pictures that I want to add to here to show you guys what they really look like in real life. So we're going to start with the stem. I hope you guys can all see that. The stem of the apple up here. That's what connects the apple to the tree. Next we're going to talk about the leaf. You can also find the leaf, the green leaf on the stem. And then we talked about the skin, how the skin is the protective layer on the apple. that keeps the apple nice and fresh for us, so when we go to the grocery store we get a nice big juicy apple. Then we talked about the flesh. That's the inside of the apple that we like to eat. The flesh. Then I talked about the core. The core is where you find the apples, or the apple seeds, where you find the apple seeds is in the core. Here, the core, and then I have a picture of the apple seeds. Alright. We're going to review this poster one more time with my apple pointer. We started up here with the stem that's usually brown in color, and it is where the apple connects to the tree. Then we have the leaf that's also connected to the stem and usually green. We talked about the skin of the apple, that it can be green, red, or yellow typically, and that's the outer protective shell of the apple is the skin. Then we talked about the flesh. The flesh is usually yellowish in color, and it's the part of the apple that we really like to eat, nice and juicy flesh. Then we have the core of the apple, and inside the core we find the seeds. Alright, boys and girls, that is all I have for you, and that is the parts of an apple. See you guys next time. Bye!